Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is D-Man coming back at it again with another YouTube video, and today we're going to be talking about Rashad Weaver and the Tennessee Titans agreeing with him and agreed to terms with Rashad Weaver. So obviously now we have 6 of the team's 8 2021 draft picks. So yeah, exciting news here. Glad that we have secured him. I think he's going to play a somewhat big role next year. Him rotating out with Bud Dupree and Harold Landry. Maybe a little bit on the defensive line as well. But I see him more on the outside, on the edge, stuff like that. So yeah, I think this is a big pickup here. Definitely needed to happen. Obviously, we heard a lot about stuff that we didn't want to hear about with Rashad Weaver, but that's behind them. Moving forward here. So yeah, Tennessee Titans have agreed to terms with 4th round pick Rashad Weaver. We can go ahead and check out what Julio is looking like too. I know that's what y'all want to see too. So here's Julio Jones looking very nice in the deuce in the number 2. Julio Jones, whatever you want to call him, looking really nice. But yeah, I'm not going to talk too much on Julio. This video was pretty much for Rashad Weaver, so we're going to stay here with Rashad Weaver. So yeah, we got a lot more money. So we can go out and pick someone up if we want to. I think we're 1, maybe 2 pieces away defensively from being a serious Super Bowl contending team. And if the Ian Rappaport tweet, I don't know what this means. The Titans, this is what Ian Rappaport tweeted out on June 8th. When we restructured Tannehill's contract, the Titans actually created over $18 million in cap space, source said, adding 2 voidable years to the deal. So I don't know if that means that $18 million, 15 of that goes to Julio, and now we're only have $3 million. But I don't know if we have $18 million right now, and we've already got already signed, already make sure Julio's good to go, and we still have $18 million. We can make some money moves. We can get some guys in here that are older guys that maybe Super Bowl hunting type guys. There's some Sheldon Richardson's out there who I would love to add. I think depth at the defensive line position is pretty important. So I wouldn't mind D tackle Sheldon Richardson coming in. Obviously, I think our defensive line is very, very good. We have Jeffrey Simmons, who is phenomenal, up and coming. I think he might have a very good year next year, especially with all the attention on Bud Dupree, a little bit on Harold Landry, a little bit on Danico Autry now. So I think Jeffrey Simmons, it should open up for him a little bit more to have some, for him to make some plays. Obviously, Rashad Weaver here on the screen. Got a couple more guys backing them up, like Murchison. I think Tart's another guy. So there's some guys backing them up, somewhat some depth there, but I'd love to get like one more guy on the defensive line, to pretty much say we're good to go there. And then secondary, I think we're pretty good there as well. We got solid depth at cornerback. We got young guys at cornerback, which does somewhat scare me because we are depending on pretty young guys there. With a team like with Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, and Derrick Henry, you kind of are nervous there. But I've seen some clips on Christian Fulton. He looks phenomenal. Not phenomenal, but I should say, a lot better than what he looked like in the past. Hopefully Caleb Farley, his back holds out. That was a risk we took in the draft. We took him in the 1st round. 4 or 5 years from now, we look back at it, may look like it was a steal of the draft. So hopefully that is the case there. I'm very confident in Caleb Farley producing this year. So we'll have to see about that. Again, we took a risk with Jeffrey Simmons, and that paid off. So hopefully, the same happens here with Caleb Farley. Obviously, bringing in Jack Rabbit as well. So again, cornerbacks, they could be a little bit better. And then we can move on to safeties. I'm pretty sure Amani Hooker is going to be our strong safety this year. I think we really like the way he played last year. And with Kenny Vaccaro now gone, obviously it has to be Amani Hooker at this point. So, and I absolutely love Amani Hooker. The dude plays phenomenal. He led the team in picks last year. up and coming young guy. Very excited to see how he plays next year. I think Kevin Byard's gonna have a bounce back year. Like I said, guys, I've said this a lot in these type videos. If you don't have a pass rush, then your secondary is not gonna be any good, because even if they are good, and eventually wide receivers will get open if you do not have a pass rush. So we didn't have a pass rush last year, and you guys saw Kevin Byard's numbers drop. You saw a lot of secondary guys in the secondary, their numbers drop dramatically, whatever you want to say there, just because of our pass rush and us not having a pass rush. So I think we will have a pass rush this year. I think we fix that with Bud Dupree and also Danico Autry. With Harold Landry on the other side, Big Jeff already with us too. So we should look good there. Rashad Weaver will help as well. But yeah, I would not mind going and maybe trading for a Stephon Gilmore, whose contract's like $7 or $9 million, I think. That wouldn't be a bad, trade there. But you're dealing with Belichick. He's gonna get something out of you. He's just not gonna ship off Stephon Gilmore for a bag of chips like the Falcons did with Julio. But again, it all depends on how much he values draft stock, because you're getting a Hall of Fame wide receiver for a second round pick. That's unbelievable to me. But that tells you how much, how valuable these GMs, or how these GMs value their draft picks. So I don't know there. Maybe if you want to go a safer route and just pick someone up, up off a free agency, whether it be, Richard Sherman, he's a guy out there. But if I had to pick one, definitely Stephon Gilmore would probably be a better guy to pick up in my opinion. But again, you'd have to deal with Bill Belichick trying to trade for him. So maybe Richard Sherman's a different route you could go. I heard a lot of talk about Melvin Ingram. He didn't really produce well last year, so I don't know about that. Us already having pretty solid pass rushers on the edge. Obviously, having depth there would help, but didn't play really at all last year, and the year before that, not really too good there from Melvin Ingram. And I think I mentioned Sheldon Richardson already. I'd love to bring him in. I think he, is a very solid veteran that could give, Danico Autry a blow if he needs one, if he gets tired. Same with Jeffrey Simmons. So I think having depth at the defensive line is very important. So yeah, there's some guys still out there that we can go and get if we actually do have this $18 million. And again, we might go, if we're tight end, Zach Ertz still out there. I think he's on a contract of 10 or 11 million with a year left. Maybe we can bring him in, and maybe he can, I don't know. That's just a lot of money for a guy, for Zach Ertz. I think he's a very, very good tight end, but I just like to have someone a little bit cheaper. Like you're talking about, Stephon Gilmore only on a $7 million, on 1 year $7 million contract. That's a guy I'd like a little bit more than a Zach Ertz, because I really do like our offense right now. I think defensively is where we need to look if we want to make some new additions to the team. But you could still go out and get yourself a very, very, very good tight end if you wanted to. But for the meantime, I think we really do like Ferkser. But who knows? We might go out and get, tight end Zach Ertz, someone like that, because J-Rob did kind of mention that when we were talking about if he wants to add anyone else to the mix. He kind of was like, yeah, we're looking at some guys. After a question was, presented, what are we going to do about tight end? He was kind of like, yeah, we're looking at some guys, not only there, but, so, he's a businessman. He's not going to tell you straight up, we're looking at this, that, the other. So, I think that's always an, ability, that's always an option there. So again, we'll just have to wait and see, just like the Julio situation. We waited, and it happened. So J-Rob's going to be making some moves. I think we may have one or two big acquisitions to the team if we actually do have this $18 million, which is unbelievable in my opinion if we actually do. But yeah, let me know down below what players you'd like to see on the Titans next year that would make this team go from great to elite. Go from, AFC threats to Super Bowl, serious Super Bowl, a serious Super Bowl team. Now, right now, we're just, Titans, they're okay. I think the betting odds still have the Colts above us. They have the Ravens above us, Browns above us, obviously KC, Bills. So there's a lot of teams that are above us. I might have missed one other team there, but there's a lot of teams above us right now. which is kind of crazy in my opinion. I think the defense is going to play a lot better than we were last year. I just don't think a lot of people are looking at the defensive acquisitions that we made this offseason. But I'm very, very, very excited to watch this team next year. So, with that being said, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy. And until next time, I'll see y'all.